Hey, good morning, y'all. So we are in Daniel chapter 7. So, Heavenly Father, we just pray that you would be with us as we read your word and that you would give us insight as to wisdom, as to the prophecies that are being fulfilled in this word. And I say this in Yeshua's precious name. This is Daniel 7. And it can also be found in Revelations 13, 1 through 10. So here we go as we get started. Just one second. Okay. In the first year of the reign of Belshazzar over Babylon, Daniel had a dream, and visions passed through his mind as he laid on his bed. He wrote down the dream, and this is a summary of his account. Daniel declared, in my vision in the night, I looked, and suddenly the four winds of heaven were churning up the great sea. Then four beasts came up out of the sea, each one different from the others. The first beast was like a lion, and it had the wings of an eagle. I watched until its wings were torn off, and it was lifted up from the ground. And it made a stand on 2 feet like a man, and he gave the mind of a man. So remember, when Daniel was doing this, he didn't understand this. And then today, we have a greater understanding of these beasts and what they actually mean, and what they represent. Because remember, this is for wisdom for those, and I am told just to read it, so I will. But understand, as you do a deep dive, each beast represents a country. The first beast was like a lion and had wings of an eagle. I watched until its wings were torn off, and it was lifted up off the ground and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and was given a mind of a man. So a lion and an eagle. Think about who represents those countries. We, the United States, is the eagle. Suddenly another beast appeared, which looked like a bear. Who represents the bear? It was raised up on one of its sides and had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. So it was told, get up and gorge yourself on flesh. So we have to figure out who the ribs belong to. Next, as I watched, another beast appeared, and it was like a leopard. And on its back it had 4 wings like those of a bird. The beast also had 4 heads, and it was given authority to rule. So this is going to be the one that is given authority. After this, I watched in my vision in the night. Suddenly a 4th beast appeared, and it was terrifying, dreadful, and extremely strong. With large iron teeth, it devoured and crushed. Then it trampled underfoot whatever was left. It was different from all the other beasts before it, and it had 10 horns. While I was contemplating the horns, suddenly another horn, a little horn, came up among them, and 3 of the first horns that were uprooted before this horn had eyes like those of a man, and had a mouth that spoke words of arrogance and blasphemy. So we're looking at this, and these are countries that are coming up, each one of them. So 10 rulers came up off of that. 3 were taken out, and a little horn that was given power came up out of those. As I continued to watch, thrones were set in place, and the Ancient of Days took his seat. His clothing was as white as snow, and his hair, the hair of his head was like pure wool. His throne was flaming with fire, and its wheels were all ablaze. A river of fire was flowing, coming out from his presence. Thousands upon thousands attended him, and myriads upon myriads stood before him. The court was convened, and the books were open. This is the great white throne judgment that he's talking about. Then I kept watching because of the arrogant words the horn was speaking. As I continued to watch, the beast was slain, and its body was destroyed and thrown into the blazing fire, the lake of fire. As for the rest of the beasts, their dominion was removed, but they were granted an extension of life for a season and a time. Daniel's vision of the Son of Man. In my vision in the night, I continued to watch, and I saw one like the Son of Man, coming with the clouds of heaven. he approached the Ancient of Days and was led into his presence. And he was given dominion, glory, and kingship, that the people of every nation and language should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will never be destroyed. So now we interpret Daniel's vision. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, and the visions in my mind alarmed me. I approached one of those who were standing there, and I asked him the true meaning of all of this. So he told me the interpretation of these things. These 4 great beasts are 4 kings who will arise from the earth, but the saints of the Most High will receive the kingdom and possess it forever. Yes, forever and ever. Then I wanted to know the true meaning of the 4th beast, which was different from all the others, extremely terrifying, devouring and crushing with iron teeth and bronze claws, then trampling underfoot whatever was left. I also wanted to know about the 10 horns on its head and the other horn that came up, before which 3 of them fell. The horn whose appearance was more imposing than the others, with eyes and with a mouth that spoke words of arrogance. As I watched, this horn was waging war against the saints and prevailing against them, against the Ancient of Days, until the Ancient of Days arrived and pronounced judgment in favor of the saints of the Most High, and the time came for them to possess the kingdom. This is what he said. The 4th beast is a 4th kingdom that will appear on the earth, different from all the other kingdoms, and it will devour the whole earth, a one world government. Trample it down and crush it. And the 10 horns are the 10 kings who will rise from this kingdom. So they will be, the New World Order will implant these 10 kings. After them, another king, different from the earlier ones, will rise and subdue 3 kings. He will speak out against the Most High and oppress the saints of the Most High, the Antichrist, intending to change the appointed times and laws, and saints will be given into his hand for a time and times and half a time. So look at where this is coming from and who is changing times and laws. We need to remember this and take heed to what he's saying here. But the court will convene in his dominion. He will be taken away and completely destroyed forever. Then the sovereignty, dominion, and greatness of the kingdom under all of heaven will be given to the people. The saints of the Most High, his kingdom will be everlasting kingdom, and the rulers will serve and obey him. Thus ends the matter. As for me, Daniel, my thoughts troubled me greatly, and my face turned pale, but I kept the matter to myself. And if we go back up here and we read Revelations 13, 1 through 10, we see, Then I saw a beast with 10 horns and 7 heads rising out of the sea. There were 10 royal crowns on its horns and blasphemous names on its head. The beast I saw was like a leopard, and the feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave the beast its power, and his throne was with great authority. So who represents these kingdoms? We know that the bear is Russia. We know that the dragon is China. We know that the lion is the United Kingdom. We need to take heed to all of these things. These things are going to have power in these days. One of the heads of the beast appeared to be mortally wounded, but the mortal wound was healed. And the whole world marveled and followed the beast. They worshiped the dragon, who had given authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like the beast, and who can wage war against it? The beast was given a mouth to speak arrogant and blasphemous words, and authority to act for 42 months. And the beast opened his mouth to speak blasphemies against God, and to slander his name and his tabernacle, those who dwell in heaven. Then the beast was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them, and it was given authority over every tribe, people, and tongue and nation. Persecution of the church, and all who dwell on the earth will worship the beast, and all whose names were not written or in the foundation of the book of life belonging to the Lamb who was slain. He who has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is destined for captivity, into captivity he will go. If anyone is to die by the sword he must be killed. Here is a call for the perseverance and faith of the saints. Be blessed.